I have a think I was rewatching some Marvel stuff yesterday, and I actually have a question for you
Nice.
about a Marvel episode, and I've did a little research on Giancarlo, so I've got my dirty deets. I've got a few, have a couple tats, so I think we got some stuff to talk about, man.
I think so. So we are recording. This is we're gonna go do the whole filmography of Gino Carlo Esposito. Am I saying that right again?
Giancarlo Esposito. That's good
Do I
enough for
got
me,
it?
bro.
Did I
Dude,
got it?
dude. Just like if you were to go under the bed and slowly slide out that box, sir, you got it.
Awesome, man. So hey, dude, what is your TV show and movie of the week?
I don't have a movie of the week, but my show of the week, dude, I am obsessed with Yellow Jacket. So I shared it last week, and so I've been catching up. So I got through. So like most streaming, especially subscription show subscription platform shows, it's got 10 episodes. I got through episode 10 of the first season, and then started season 2, which is the current season, and I got caught up with episode 5. So I'm like, oh, come on. So which actually will play into my Better Than Human person of the week a little bit later on. But season 2, episode of Yellow Jackets. Bradley, have you had a chance to start it?
Yeah, so I thought that we were on like a free Showtime thing, so and we
Hmm.
weren't. So I'm making the painful decision to let AMC Plus go since I haven't watched it since like Walking Dead ended.
Yeah. Been
So
same.
yeah, so it's like, man, I don't know. Like, I'll probably pick AMC Plus up back when
Sure,
Walking Dead comes back.
sure.
Um, and but yeah, so we're gonna do that, and I think we're gonna subscribe to we're gonna add the Showtime
Yeah.
onto our Paramount
Um,
Plus because I
yep.
think that's the better deal anyway.
Yeah, I did it through Prime, and I think similar. So it was a better deal than actually going out the traditional way. But
Yeah,
I'm telling you, definitely catch up on Yellow Jackets, and just it's a great show, and it's one of those shows that, again, and I said this last week, I keep saying it. It keeps me guessing enough to keep me interested, and it's got just such an amazing cast. So,
hmm
which also again reinforces that I am so glad that I did not have a daughter, because girls soccer is scary.
yeah. You know what? I was actually just talking to Leia. I'm like, you should go out for soccer. You should go out for sports. And Leia's like, I don't want to. She's like, I'm gonna do band. She wants to play the flute. So
Sure,
she's playing the flute now, but
sure,
and then I think she wants to do chorus next year because since she's going to be in 6th grade next year. So
bro, bro.
yeah,
Princess is
yeah,
getting up there, which means that you're staying the same age, though.
oh yeah,
All right.
all
But
right, all right.
I will tell you from watching Yellow Jackets and knowing a little bit about, lots of my friends have children like yourself, have daughters like yourself. And given the druthers, if I had a little girl, I would want her to do an activity that's much safer than soccer, like, I don't know, ultimate fighting. So we would definitely go down that path. So, but that is my show of the week, which is Yellow Jackets. I think I'm saving all my interest in movies for what's coming here in less than a week. But before we
Yeah.
drop down that one, bro, what is your movie and show of the week, sir?
Well, like you, I don't have a movie. I did go see. I went and saw Dungeons and Dragons again in the theater because at B&B we actually have a new screen now. We have a Screen X, which is more of an immersive.
It's
So like you have the front and then you have it on the sides now.
sure.
So that actually just came up, and we will. I'm 99% sure that we'll have Guardians in there
Okay.
this next week.
All
So,
right, we gotta
uh,
talk about that one,
well,
bro.
we're talking about that
So
off here, but
So is Screen X where, like, if you did home movies while you were reaching under the bed and slowly pulling out the box, and you go, "This is a good time to bring out the camcorder." All right, so here's my old man moment of the week here. This might become a recurring bit. So talking to a friend of mine, but it's a different rites of passage and rituals, and we got to talking about high school graduation. And I mentioned, my high school graduation was pretty cool. I'm from the South. It was, like 112 degrees at an outside graduation. Those horrible velour gowns they have you wear and all that. And I thought, oh yeah, the people in the audience with the camcorders. And she goes, what? The camcorder, like the old school, shoulder mount, heavy deal, heavy duty deal. The response was, yeah, I think my grandpa had one of those.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that is Brian Dennis's old man moment of the week.
Oh, we can definitely turn this into because I can definitely add that too. But my TV show,
Yes, please.
Prime released a brand new show called The Citadel
Yes.
with Priyanka. No, Nick Jonas's wife, Priyanka.
Yeah,
What's her
Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Yes,
Yes.
Chopra. Thank you. I was saying it way wrong in my head.
Okay, it's all right.
But I knew the Jonas part. So
Yes.
if you haven't figured out, Brad no talk good. If you're listening to the show,
but Jonas Brothers Thanksgiving, you've got Priyanka and Sophie Turner.
Right, so this is why this is kind of interesting is because since Richard Madden is the other half of the show, which is the brother of Sophie Turner in Game of Thrones.
Yes,
so it's all in the family. It's all in the family. So.
Yes, I got through one episode. I want to catch up, but my only thing is I just want a red wedding.
Right? Yes.
And by the way, Richard Madden, it can't be worse than the Eternals. So. You're good, bro.
Right. And I'm watching him in this, and I really want him as Batman. Honestly, he's one that, I wouldn't even be mad if he was Superman either. Like, you could cast him.
I can see more Superman than Batman, but that's just me. But
right. I mean, the dude is pretty. I mean, the man is a very, very pretty man. And I mean, like, dude.
I mean, he's Brian Dennis pretty. That's how pretty he is.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
At this point, people think he is the unverified twin of Shamar Moore. Like, that's how pretty he is.
Right. That's why you don't see him with facial hair.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. By the way, I always thought anytime the comics gave Super Beard, I was more okay with that. Like, I want my Clark a little rugged.
That's the one thing that the show does right. Superman and Lois. It does a good job making it more of an emotional thing because like they gave Lois breast cancer, stage 3 breast cancer.
Sure.
Which to me I think is smart. Now we are not big fans of Superman here,
right?
But
because we like good characters that have
correct,
depth.
Right?
Yes,
I mean, like Superman can actually just go into the Star Wars universe and just go to the show Andor, and we're okay.
Same thing. It would be the same difference. Yes.
Yeah. I started playing the Jedi Survivor.
Yes.
Dude, it's so fantastic. I was gonna wait. Ben, my buddy, Ben Dupay, he was like, dude, it's freaking amazing. You gotta get it. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna get a game and put a couple hours in the game, this weekend should be the weekend that I do it. So I did, and it's pretty freaking amazing.
Do they have? I've yet to upgrade to the PS5. Probably doing that fairly soon. But I've yet to upgrade to PS5. Is it available on PS4?
It is. But it's so beautiful on PS5, man. I'm like, so I mean, I don't know how it is on.
Did you get a contract with Sony and didn't tell me? You're upselling me, bro? Is that what we're doing?
You definitely need to get a 5 for sure, buddy. I mean, for sure, and especially now that they're a little bit easier to find.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little butthurt when they came out with PS2 and they said this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Everything it'll be upgradable, everything will be compatible, and now we're on 5 and we'll be at 7 in the next 3 to 4 years. Mm-hmm. It's just, and again, I've owned every PlayStation. It's a when, not an if. I'm gonna upgrade to the 5. Yeah. But it's just, every time they go with a new console, I drag my feet to the newness is over. So, A, I can find them without having to, sell a kidney. And then secondly, it's just, that's my way of sticking it to the man. You told us. So I'll wait like 6 months to a year and then I get it. But if it's available on 4, I'll probably pick it up. But like you said, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. you know. And given that I just watched Spider-Man 3, I figure Sony owes us something. So I feel, and as well as Morbius.
Mhm.
By the fact they gave us Spider-Man 3 and Morbius, I really think Sony should just give away PS5s.
I
I
mean,
really think that puts the karma even there.
that's fair. That's definitely fair. And last thing before we get into the show, but did you see that Craven the Hunter is going to be R rated, and
Yes,
he's going to be going
yes,
after Rhino?
yes, yes, which is great, which is
So
fantastic.
I actually get, like I could have cared less about Craven the Hunter a couple weeks ago, but this actually sounds pretty decent.
I've always kind of dug Craven. I don't know why. I know some people don't,
Mhm.
but I really have always really. This is the weird thing about me. Then we hit our funky music. I've always loved Craven, and then I always, for whatever reason, dug Hobgoblin better than Green Goblin. I don't know why, but I've always liked Hobgoblin better than Green Goblin.
Yeah, when it comes to Spider-Man villains, I like Hobgoblin more than Green Goblin as well. I think it was the '90s cartoon. I think
It
I
is.
think that's where it is.
By,
I think
by the
it's
way,
the
if they're
'90s one.
giving us X-Men's '97, you need to give us
Mm.
old. You need to give us the Spider-Man from the same generation as well.
Right, exactly.
That
Or
that
yeah,
Spider-Man cartoon was fan flipping tastic.
and it still holds up. I
Very
watched a
much
couple of
so.
episodes. I tried to get
Yes,
Leia into it. She's
yes,
like, "This is
yes,
old." I'm like, "Yeah, okay,
yeah,
whatever, kid."
yeah.
You
I
know.
will say what has not held up though. I still enjoy binging it. Is Spider-Man: The Amazing Friend, but I don't quite understand how Aunt May never figured out they had like a satellite office in their room that all you had to do was turn the football trophy. Like she never dusted. Like no one ever accidentally hit the thing. But
Yeah.
with that, sir, why don't you hear that funky music?
Welcome to the Fandemic. This is a podcast that celebrates all the things that are awesome. Every week, we give you all the things to level up your awesome. In a Lone Star, I go through the best bad reviews that I can find based on title alone. In Prevenge of the Nerds, we tell you the stories that could have happened before and after your favorite movies, TV shows, and so much more. And lastly, in the Fandemic, we look at supporting casts and properties we adore or tribute our favorite actors, movies, TV shows, and so much more. Also, I have interesting conversations with amazing people monthly. I'm the self-proclaimed emperor of awesome, Bradley Butin, and this is the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples, the unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the eyebrows, and the unverified twin of Dave Batista in the head wrinkles.
Or as we like to call it, the map of Middle Earth.
The map, yes, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It really is. It really just lays out the lines. Absolutely.
Right. Welcome to the Fandemic, Brian. Where are we streaming? Where can you download us? And
We're
what are we talking about today?
we're streaming on Facebook. We are on YouTube. And again, my name is Brian S. Dennis, where the S stands for Moff Gideon. Because we're about
As
to
good.
Gideon into it. Did you like that?
Well done. You may have just won this episode.
Well, thank you, sir. Before we get into that, though, I have a question for you, and this is me going deep. This is our deep dive into nerddom, okay? So, this is where we go hashtag nerd deep. So I was rewatching the Guardians movies. Now I was rewatching Legends, which Legends on Disney Plus is they'll really take some of the best scenes about a particular character or characters and synopsis it in about 10 minutes. So I was watching one featuring the Ravagers, where you can't talk about the Ravagers as I talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy. So as they were speaking about the Guardians of the Galaxy, I had an epiphany. I had a nerdgasm, if you will. Kind of like when you go underneath the bed and you pull out the box. So as I'm doing that, it hit me real quick about a fatal flaw in the Marvel movies, especially when it came to Thanos and the battle when we have the Infinity War. And here, sir, I would like you to think a little bit about this. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's hit
Are
me
you
with it.
ready for me to blow your mind, sir?
Blow my mind. Hit me with your best shot.
Hashtag MJs for mind blowing. Anyway, okay, for mind job. Anyway, we'll continue. All right, so here it is. Okay, so you've seen obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, right?
Of course.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, that movie revolves around the Infinity Stone. That's the Power Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So what we learn in that movie is the big part of why the Guardians and the Nova Corps fight Ronan and try and stop him from actually landing on Nova Prime is they said that if the Power Stone touches that planet, it will kill all organic life. It will kill all living creatures. Okay. Fast forward to Avengers Infinity War. When that movie begins and Thanos and his children are on this Guardian ship, the only Infinity Stone he has is the Power Stone. He gets it between moves. We don't actually see him get it, but we learn he decimates Nova Prime and takes the Power Stone. So, why spend the entire movie looking for the other Infinity Stones when all he needed to do, or let me change that, why have that entire battle either on Titan where he fights Iron Man or on the battle for Wakanda where he fights the Avengers? He had the Power Stone. Why did us put the Power Stone on the ground and you would kill all organic life? It basically would have left him in Vision.
Now, would he be considered the organic life as well, though?
Well, I guess he'd be protected given that he will hold the stone.
That's true. That's true.
So kind of like with the Eagles and Lord of the Rings, with that little bit of piece of Marvel saying, hey, the whole part of Guardians Volume 1 is that we can't have Ronan, who is less powerful. I guess so this was nerd deep, folks. Ronan, who is less powerful than Thanos, can destroy an entire planet's living life with the stone. Why couldn't Thanos, a Titan, the bad Titan, as I like to call him, because he's grumpy, mad Titan, why wouldn't he be able to use the same stone for the same purpose and therefore not have that entire battle when he could just literally wipe out all living life on Earth, have the stones, and then snap his fingers? In fact, we even seen one more thing for you. We have to see an end game when he is fighting Captain Marvel. He actually uses that stone by itself because she is fighting him so strongly. He almost loses the gauntlet. So he actually pulls that stone apart, just that one Power Stone, to fend her off. So again, why would Thanos? Apparently, you would assume he would know all about the power of the stones. Why would he not use that stone just to avoid the entire A, battle on Titan, and B, the battle in Wakanda?
Well done.
Told you. That's gonna blow your mind, sir. Told you.
I'm gonna watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I was planning on watching it this week anyway. I was watching Volume 1 tonight, Volume 2 tomorrow, and then very soon after that, I'll be watching Volume 3. Nice, dude. I bet you may have just broke my brain.
Nerd deep. By the way, if you don't have it, and I'm checking right now, checking the interwebs, why do we not have an I Am Groot Chia Pet? So I'm checking to see, and there is.
Good.
Yes, there's for, which kills me. Okay, we do not get any sponsorship for these folks. If we did, we'd probably push them more. You can get it either for $20 on Amazon or $40 at Walmart. For lots of reasons, go to Amazon.
Right. Right. Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what. We are going to talk about. We're going to go over the filmography
Yes,
of
sir.
one Gino
Save us from,
Carlo.
but again, as a nerd, I go deep.
Oh, I go deep. Very, very good, man. It's like if you go under your parents' bed and there's a box. All right. Okay. Let's before we get into Gino Carlo, I want to
What,
fan before we
what
get
that
into the
one
fan
time
cast.
your babysitter gives you a couple wine coolers, then she puts on Friday the 13th Part 2, and you cuddle under the covers, put on a little Prince. This is all my 90s dreams coming together at this point. And now, save us from ourselves. All right, sir, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, we are talking about Gino Carlo Esposito, but before we get into his
Yes,
filmography,
sir. Yes,
a
sir.
little tribute to him. I thought it'd be fun to fan cast him in the big properties. We're just going to fan cast him into Marvel and DC. All right, 'cause he's already in Star Wars and he's in pretty much everything else.
Yes, yes, yes.
But let's go ahead and let's put him into our dream spot in Marvel and DC. What do you got?
He's into everything so much that his last name is Kardashian. That is how much he's into things.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. He's into things so much he needs Valtrax. That's how much he's into things. All right. So with that being said, sir. All right. So the things that we can fan cast him in. Well, let's take DC first, because when I talk about some task things with him, he's got a really strong connection with the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
So going on what we did last week, and if you didn't watch last week's episode, you should. But last week we talked about him as the High Father, and we've talked a bit about this before. That if we were James Gunn, and we were redoing the DC cinematic universe, and we're trying to figure out where next to go, one of the things that we would do would kind of move away from that big trio of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and maybe pull something like a New Gods movie. We talked before about if we fan casted that, and again, if you don't know the New Gods, feel free to Google them, go to Wikipedia, get a really quick synopsis of them. Is there several kind of significant players in the New Gods? We talked about if we were to cast Apocalypse, that should be Dennis Haysbert. We talked about Granny Goodness, that would be Helen Mirren. I want to say when we looked at Big Barda, we thought of Gina Carano, and I'm spacing off right now who said would be a great Scott Free, aka Mr. Miracle. But on the other side, we have High Father. High Father, the ultimate bearer of goodness, even though he kind of trades his kids away. But what do you do when you're rich, white, and infinitely powerful? You give away your kids.
Right, and actually, it's more of a trade than it was
a trade.
Yeah,
it was a trade.
So it was to keep peace on the.
Yeah, it was kind of like the NFL draft involving underage kids, which is kind of like the real NFL. Okay, anyway, at least for people who actually make a decision for themselves. All right. So with that, we talked about casting him as the High Father. So one of the reasons why I think High Father would work is that if you just think about what you would want someone who is this big, powerful, omniscient creature is a voice. And Giancarlo Esposito has that voice. I'm going to get to his dirty deeds. We're going to get to his filmography. But if you know anything about Giancarlo Esposito, everything he says has gravitas, power. And if I wanted my father to give me away to his mortal enemy to raise me in basically both literal and metaphorical hell, I want him to sound like Giancarlo Esposito.
Correct. Leia.
Yes.
How's it going? How's it going, kiddo? You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, Princess Leia. How are you?
How you doing there, kiddo?
Good.
Yeah, I need to get some good speakers in here, so I can just turn the headphones off. What do you want to show them your thing? What? Okay, show that there's
I'm
the camera.
shading.
Oh, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, you can't.
No,
can't
unfortunately,
see it.
I can't. What is that she's showing me?
What is that, kiddo?
It's a base for a face.
It's a base for if she's really into drawing right now. So
are we talking like a base, like for sculpture or for drawing?
For drawing, yep, with some app.
Okay.
So cool.
All right.
Well, when it's done,
Does Leia have a birthday or anything coming up?
Leia does have a birthday coming up. It is on June 14th. Leia will be 7.
I will be 11.
So I know she can't hear me. So Bradley, could you ask if Leia, and I'm assuming that your family does Amazon, if Leia would make a wish list, Uncle Brian would love to get something from off of her wish list. Hey Leia, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your assignment, Princess. I want you to talk to your parents about doing what's called a wish list. It's something on Amazon where you can say these are the things you want for your birthday or just whenever. That way people who are your friends or can help you out with your birthday. So since your birthday is coming up and happy number 11, ask your dad and your mom about doing a wish list. Can you do that for me?
I made a list of stuff that I want for my birthday.
Just give it to your dad. I think he can take it from there. Okay.
All right, tell Brian to see you later. Oh, show Brian your shirt.
Oh, by the way, bye. But yeah, show me your shirt.
Who's on your shirt?
The
She's
blur's
got
gonna
an
cut. I
RVD
can't
shirt
see it. What is it a shirt of?
Just go.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
All right, kiddo. Tell Brian bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, kiddo. Unless you know more about Giancarlo Esposito than we do.
He's a person.
He's a person. Well, you do
Hey,
that right.
that is not anything we've discussed. So he is a
Totally
person.
a boy.
All right, kiddo. We'll see you later. Okay. Love you. Oh, that was weird.
All right. By the way, if I was ever a professional wrestler and have I told you the pro wrestling agent story real quick? I know we're talking about Giancarlo Esposito, but let me.
No.
So my son and I went to I think it was Raw or SmackDown, but went to a live event we had here in town. And do you remember Matt Stryker?
Yeah.
Okay. So my son and I have really good seats. I think we're in row 4. And so I remember it was a Randy Orton match. I forget who he was competing against. It was basically a squash. Basically, it was Randy Orton came in, flex, the women's screen hit the RKO, and the match is over. So basically, by the way, Randy Orton is just good-looking DDP. And for those of you the wrestling fans that are out there, you'll get it. He's just a good-looking guy doing DDP shtick. All right.
Right.
With that being said, by the way, if I was DDP, if you ever seen Kimberly Page, DDP did okay. All right.
Especially with the yoga.
Yes. Dang. Okay. Still the coolest intro. One of the cooler intros. All right. With that being said, I legitimately got approached by Matt Stryker, who handed me the number of a WWE talent agent and was like, "Hey, big man, you thought about being a wrestler?" And I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, how old are you?" And I'm like, "How old do you want me to be?" And he goes, "That is the right answer." And he legit gave me a talent agent's business card.
Dude, that is fantastic.
Like, I still have it around here someplace. I do not have the physical acumen to be a pro wrestler, but Stryker was just like walking through the crowd. He goes, "Hey, da 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 da," and I was cracking jokes like I typically do.
Yeah.
But again, when he goes, "How old are you?" and I was at the time would have been in my age bracket, and he goes, "The answer of how old do you need me to be?" He goes, "That's the right answer." He went and grabbed. He goes, "This is one of our talent development people. Give him a call." That dream was once upon a time, but I was like, that is super. It just made me look hella baller in front of my kid. Like, dude. Hella baller. Like, dude. Yes, absolutely. And the reason I thought about that is one of the great individuals who is missing from the WWE Hall of Fame is one RVD, right? The whole effing show. So one of these days, and I do know, again, this gets into our nerd deepness. The WWE Hall of Fame has a lot of things to go with it, especially them trusting with alive Mike and Rob. Let's say Rob's a big fan of April 20th.
Yes.
So I think there's a little concerns about what he'll say if you give him a live mic. But seriously, I've been some old school WWE, meaning the early to mid 2000s, and Rob Van Dam was just amazing.
Dude,
he was absolutely amazing.
He's still one of my favorite wrestlers, man.
Yes.
And Sasha Banks needs to come back to do something, either AEW. I know she hopefully we're here pretty quick. She'll be either be AEW or back in the WWE. I know. I guess
she'll most likely. Yeah, well, she's and I know she changed her Twitter handle to Mercedes McNabb, which is her non WWE
Hmm.
persona. Which you would hope she wants. If she wants an AEW, she'll be a main eventer in no time. She goes to WWE. They have wasted a lot of her. I think
Yeah.
talent and opportunities. She's extremely talented. She should be pushed
Hmm.
along with to the level that Charlotte and Becky Lynch, some of those others have. That a lot of times she kind of got forgotten. With that, I literally love what the WWE is doing with a lot of the women wrestlers, like Rhea Ripley, who is just the best. Uh,
Yeah.
by the way, can you imagine being Dominic Mysterio when you're paid to kind of hang around Rhea Ripley?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man.
like yeah, and she's kind of paid to both be nice to you, but also kind of be mean to you.
Hmm.
Like the amount of guys who would pay her for that, and men and women, and of all the things that would pay her. So before I go too much in, I'm going to distract you with showing you my Atlanta Falcons Batman shirt.
I was observing that, man. That is
Yes,
pretty freaking
yes,
badass, man.
yes. And let's jump back into Mr. Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes, all right. All Father and everything in Marvel, he could do it all.
Yes.
Magneto.
Yeah.
All right,
So
let's.
you do DC then. I mean you do Marvel. I took DC, you
Oh,
do Marvel.
dude.
What are you saying?
For Marvel, man, I would like to see him as Xavier,
Yes.
Charles Xavier.
Xavier,
I
yes.
think he'd do fine. I think he'd do a great job.
And doesn't matter way, hair or no hair, he would do a hell of a job
Yeah.
as
Yep.
Charles Xavier. So
Oh.
if we're doing that, then my because again, I would love to see. We kind of mentioned him. This will come out later, maybe a tad if we get to him. Why not Liam Neeson as Magneto? Could you see that?
Dude.
Esposito as Xavier, Neeson as Magneto,
Hmm.
and just can you imagine? Now I'm going back to my Key and Peele fandom. Just those two, just sitting those two, just at like a table, kind of like if you,
Yeah.
I love Heat, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
We got to see De Niro and Pacino just at the table, just talking to each other. Could you imagine Esposito and Neeson just sitting there, with the fate of the world, argue like,
Yeah.
your way versus my way, the X-Men versus the Brotherhood, like yes,
And
yes,
they're still friends. And, I mean,
and they're
like,
still friends, and they're still friends.
I mean, I think that they could do that performance
Yes,
flawlessly, like
yes.
no other,
By,
man.
by the way, since we mentioned Richard Madden earlier,
Mhm.
Richard Madden, who, okay, again, was a young lion in Game of Thrones, Citadel, I think more than Superman or Batman, Richard Madden is Cyclops.
I could buy that.
He's a good looking guy. You put the visor on, he just looks super cool.
Yeah.
They already did it. I only would be okay if they kept Sophie Evans as Jean Grey. But I really want them again. Now that we know that the X Men are going to be part of the MCU,
Hmm.
I really want them to go old school. Give us the original X Men. Like Wolverine can wait. We Hugh Jackman is
Yeah.
fantastic. If Hugh is open to it, I know he's doing things in Deadpool 3. But if Hugh Jackman's cool with reprising some Logan later, fine. But you know what? The X-Men was an incredibly bankable franchise
Hmm.
before Wolverine. Give us the X-Men without Wolverine. Give us Cyclops. Give us Jean Grey. Give us Iceman. Give us Beast. Give us that core group and take it from the beginning. And then you can bring in Storm. Then you can
Yeah.
bring in Nightcrawler. By the way, last thing, and then we'll get to Giancarlo, I promise. Alan Cummings is still out there, and there's no one that should play an adult Nightcrawler than Alan Cummings. So I mean, I don't know about you, but I remember when they kind of moved away from the adult Nightcrawler and the youth.
Hmm.
He was very vocal of his
Yeah.
love of the character. Alan Cummings is still out there. Go get us Alan Cummings. Give us him as Nightcrawler. And you know what? Again, if we know Marvel's listening, because what else does John Favreau and all of Marvel have to do than listen to this podcast? Give us those people, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it happen. All right. Okay. So before I keep driving on tangents, let's go to Giancarlo, sir.
All right, so we're gonna go over some of his filmography.
Please, sir.
Now we are gonna start
Yes, sir.
in 1980. Actually, I mean, we're gonna that he's uncredited in that, so we're not gonna talk about that. But so we'll go
Okay.
for his first credited role
Sure.
was actually in 1981. This is a movie called The Gentleman Bandit.
Huh.
All right, we're gonna keep going. Let me know when it was.
So not Robin Hood though. Not Robin Hood.
Not Robin Hood.
Okay,
Not
okay.
Robin Hood.
All right.
In 1981, he was J.C. Pierce in Taps.
Saw Taps. Don't
Yep.
remember Giancarlo in there, but I definitely am a fan of Taps. Okay.
Love that movie as well. Man, it's a classic.
Yes.
I don't know if it would hold up in today's society.
Sure.
I haven't watched it in decades, but that one might actually come back. But all right. In 1982, there was a TV show called Another World.
Yes, sir. Wait.
He was in one episode of that. He was Willie
the soap
Armstrong.
opera. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now
I am too young to remember him in Another World. I will say, my mother and my babysitter were huge fans of Another World. So I probably actually watched that episode, but I was far too young to remember Giancarlo. Okay.
All right, and then in 1983, Trading Places, which you actually brought.
Sir.
Yeah, you actually mentioned
Yes,
this.
sir.
Was it last week
Yes,
or the week
sir.
before?
Yeah, last week. Yes,
yeah.
Sir. Yes, he was actually in Trading Spaces. That's going to bring in one of my dirty deets with him. He was in. I believe he was credited as cellmate number 2. But for folks, first of all, if anyone has never seen Trading Places, it is one of Eddie Murphy's best movies. It's probably Dan Aykroyd's best movie, taking out Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And basically, what we see with Eddie Murphy is that he's actually in prison, jail, and one of his cellmates is Giancarlo Esposito, and he makes the most. By the way, Giancarlo Esposito is probably coming in his filmography. He also had quite a few moments on Law and Order, and the great sign of an actor is making the most out of screen time. And even though he's cellmate number 2, he don't even give his character a name, right? He is great in a scene with Eddie Murphy, who had to be intimidating as hell in the early 80s, especially. This kid at 19 is on Saturday Night Live, right? So it's like, okay, I'm in a scene with this dude, and it's extremely funny. So again, he's cellmate number 2. Absolutely, I definitely remember him in Trading Places. One of my favorite movies.
After Trading Places, we're still in 1983. He was in the movie Enormous Changes at the Last Minute,
or what Brian Dennis called puberty. Okay.
Yep. Then there's another uncredited role we won't talk about. But in 1984, he was Bumpy Hood in The Cotton Club.
Remember that? Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't remember that one. So after that, between 1982 and 1984,
so I'm the child of a moviegoer, so I remember going and seeing The Cotton Club. And when you said Bumpy Hood, I remember it's Giancarlo. Absolutely.
Nice. He was in Sesame Street.
Yes, sir.
He was in 8 episodes of Sesame Street. I will be YouTubing that later. I do want to see that.
Also, YouTube Prince in Sesame Street is fantastic.
Oh, Prince man. We flew out of Minneapolis. I forgot that Minneapolis is the city of Prince.
Yes,
Man.
yes, yeah. They just changed the official color to purple.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, right. And in 1985, he was in the CBS School Break special.
Yep.
He was also the intruder in Finnegan Begin Again.
Okay. Do you remember the CBS School Break specials? I remember those coming home and wanting cartoons. And instead they were giving like a serious show about like surviving in the wilderness or the dangers of premarital sex. And then I just remember watching those because it featured like kids my age. And then my mom would come home and I go, I'll never do anything wrong. until like
What's
the
for
next.
supper?
Yeah, until like the next day. I want my fish sticks. Until like the next day, then the shock and awe wear off, and
Yeah.
I go, you know what? I won't get caught up like that. It's fine. Yeah, yeah. But
Oh
CBS,
man.
and again, for folks that don't realize the power of first of all, and again, this is me playing the old man card. You don't understand the power of, because now we have Cartoon Network and we have Boomerang,
Mhm.
which I really miss Boomerang a little bit. But we have Cartoon, we have lots of things you can stream on demand. Cartoons are not what they used to be, meaning the availability. So really, if you want to watch a cartoon, you really had only two options: Saturday morning, so from 8 to noon, or on Sundays. You remember the USA Cartoon Express?
I do
Was
remember that.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, that was life changing.
That was amazing.
The entire reason my household had cable was we had a free cable thing for like 2 weeks, and I saw the USA Cartoon Express on Sunday. It was ran from Sunday from 8 to noon. Then from noon to 1 was a wrestling show for the WWF, now WWE. I remember I was on bending knee. I love Boys to Men, crying to my mom, "You have to get cable because I need the Cartoon Network." And that's the whole reason she did it. Well, I'm sure there's more reason, but that
Yeah.
was a guiding force. Her kid was slobber knocking on her knees, crying. And but beyond that, Saturday mornings and after school from like 4 to 5, that hour block where you would have like Thundercats, Silverhawks, Jim and the Holograms. Okay, my coworker Jama, I did a Jim and the Holograms shout out just for you. We do those things, and so when they would preempt those for the CBS after school special, you were like, I'm here for this.
Mhm.
This will save me from child traffickers, kidnappers, and the horrors of drugs. And you will watch that. So Giancarlo was a part of that tradition. All right, sir. What else we got?
Do you know what's next on his docket?
Okay.
In 1985,
Okay.
Desperately Seeking Susan.
Yes.
I
Dude. Okay. So, okay, Griffin Dunn. Yes, yes. Yeah, I love Mr. Dustin. We had Madonna, we had Griffin Dunn. If you don't know Griffin Dunn, Google, this is a man who should be appreciated in Hollywood. He made so many bad movies less bad. He was the Matthew Broderick, but with less, he was like a poor man's Matthew Broderick. Griffin Dunn was fantastic. And yes, he is in Desperate Seeking Susan. Absolutely.
also after that, he was in 3 episodes of Miami Vice.
See, Miami Vice was a little late for me because I was still a kid. So
Mhm.
Miami Vice came on like at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So I was kind of like, I started yawning. And I think I told you before that In the Air Tonight song traumatized me because I was like half asleep and seeing all those flashing images. I was like, oh no, there's stuff. So yes, yes. But yes, all right. So we got 3 episodes of Miami Vice. Absolutely.
A movie called Rockabye in 1986.
Okay.
American Playhouse in 1986.
That's when he was his thespian. He was a thespian.
Yes.
An American Playhouse, yes.
Here's one you'll recognize.
Okay.
1986. He was in Maximum Overdrive.
Dude.
He was the video player in Maximum Overdrive.
Dude.
I want to watch
Yes.
this movie again. I have not watched that movie in a
Right.
long time.
You're
That
right.
one is that was overdue.
Giancarlo, we're here for you and your yes. You shaped their childhood. We didn't even realize it. Okay.
Yep, exactly. He was also in one episode of 1986 of The Equalizer.
And like the old white guy Equalizer, not Denzel, not Queen Latifah, but an old white guy Equalizer. Okay.
I have a hard time getting into Queen Latifah's Equalizer.
I prefer Denzel's.
I mean, especially because they're still making it. Because like, there's a trailer out for
there's a third one
Equalizer
coming
3.
up. Yes.
So
yes.
like,
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like, I can't. I tried for season 1.
Yep.
Can't do it.
Yeah. By the way, if you ever want to be creeped out by Denzel, Google Denzel talk about Dakota Fanning. It's disturbing.
Really?
Yes, I think Dakota was like 15 when she made Equalizer
Mhm.
one, and Denzel talking about what a grown ass woman she. Yeah, like Denzel's like, bruh, yeah, 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 yeah. Just saying, just
All right.
saying. Yeah,
That will definitely be on my checkout list.
yes,
I'll let you know when I'm like, what did
yeah,
I just watch?
yeah, 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 bruh. It's kind of like when you slide. Okay, what keep going? All right, here we go, sir. What's next?
1987, a movie called Sweet Lorraine. I don't remember that one.
Mm, me neither.
Uh, Heartbeat, again, 1987. Don't remember that
Okay.
one. He was gang member number one. Um,
Well, if you're gonna be a gang member, be number one.
I guess so.
Kind of like if you're fighting Thanos and you know you're gonna have to commit Harry Carey, you want Doctor Strange to go.
Yeah. And just go for the
Would you?
head the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Or again, why did he use the damn Power Stone? Okay, yeah.
Yes. Oh, Spencer for Hire. He was in one episode of that.
Have you seen the Netflix update of
Mhm.
that?
With Mark Wahlberg?
Yes,
Mhm.
and Winston Duke, aka
Yes.
Mbasu from Wakanda, from Black Panther, Wakanda
Mhm.
Forever, Endgame. Very good movie. Very
It
good.
is. I was hoping that we would get more of that. Maybe a show or something, but we're not.
I just remember I did not place Avery Brooks in Star Trek D Space Nine as Hawk until he shaved the head and went to goatee. And that's Hawk. Yes. That blow your mind? Dude, seriously, that blow your mind?
Dude.
Did
Dude.
you not know Avery Brooks? Did you not
Uh,
know Commander, later Captain Cisco, was Hawk in the original Spencer for Hire?
uh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Dude, bro, I am blowing your mind. Sir, sir, sir.
nerd deep, all right.
And that's what we do. That's what we do at Revenge of the Nerds,
1987.
bro. Yes.
One episode of Leg Work.
Didn't know that one. Okay.
We were in 1988. He was in School Days.
One okay, so I gotta pause you like I have been paused this entire time. I am a huge Spike Lee fan. And the
Yes.
fact that Spike Lee has never won a true Oscar for his work is a crime. But with that being said, he makes a lot, and you're going to hear this a lot in the next little bit of Giancarlo Esposito's filmography. I think they did 4 movies together. School Days was his best. It is an amazing film.
You
He
know,
gets a lot of credit for Do the Right Thing, which is probably coming up.
mhm.
Malcolm X, which is an incredible movie. But School Days, from a everyday American, what you're going to see when it comes to race and ethnicity and just those dynamics, School Days is incredibly powerful. So yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
So here's the real quick and dirty synopsis of School Days. So within the African American community, there's an aspect of what we call colorism, which is the
Yeah.
idea of lighter skinned individuals being more highly valued than darker skinned individuals. What we see a really concentration of that is with our Greek organization, basically the fraternity and sororities on college campuses. So School Days takes that premise and honestly expands upon it in not an entirely ludicrous way. And again, Giancarlo Esposito plays one of the primary characters. Tisha Campbell, who if you've ever seen the show Martin, she
Mhm.
plays Gina on that. But it talks a lot. Lawrence Fishburne, I believe, is also in School Days. You see a lot of very great actors early in their careers. School Days is fantastic. So, and I just lost Bradley, so it's just me. So, haha, I have the entire podcast to myself. All right. So here's the deal. If you've never seen School Days, check it out because it has such an incredible cast. It's very thoughtful, it's very poignant. And now that my tag team partners rejoined us, it is a great movie. Really, again, it's rated R. It definitely is not for kids, but in our world, we're talking a lot about a diversity, equity, and inclusion work. It's a great movie. What some may call woke, I would say is accurate. Bradley, thanks for coming back.
Thanks. I don't know what happened, but it must have bumped my mic
Bro, I
cord or
had the
something. But
podcast to myself about 18 seconds and I did all the damage.
you did awesome.
I did what I could do, man. I'm like, yes, power. Yeah.
Well, after school days,
Basically, what happened was like if all the other Avengers died and they left Ant-Man, he was like, yes.
stuck
Please
in the
go ahead.
quantum realm.
Yes.
Oh man! In 1989, he was. The next thing up is Do the Right Thing.
He played a character named Bugging Out.
Yep.
Fantastic movie. Yep.
King of New York is next on here.
Okay.
We are now into the 90s.
Yes, sir.
By
the way, let's remember that though. Giancarlo Esposito, who still is an amazingly handsome man, we started filmography in I think 79. Okay, we're now to the 90s. It's 2023 and the guy's still relevant.
Yeah,
young
actually, probably more
actresses,
now than he ever has.
Yes, young actors and actresses, take note. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so after King of New York, he was in Mo Better Blues.
Sweet.
Life Stories.
Yep.
Oh, man, I remember this movie. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Dude, I think he's Jimmy. I think he's Jimmy in that. Yes.
Dude, I love that movie.
With Vanessa Williams. Bro, that movie.
Mickey Rourke.
Tom Sizemore. I mean, it's a really okay. First of all, the movie's not winning any Oscars. Okay?
No,
but if you want a movie that's a fun shoot 'em up, there it is. Like it should have been. When I think about those 80s, 90s buddy movies, Die Hard to a lesser extent, but definitely Lethal Weapon, 48 Hours. I put Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man with Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke at really the height of their powers. It's a really, I mean, obviously you've seen it. The scene that they will go for the scene where Marlboro, played by Don Johnson, is telling Harley, played by Mickey Rourke, to squeeze, like you gotta save him by shooting this dude. Don't pull the trigger, squeeze it gently, like the way that Don Johnson, like I was sitting there with bated breath, like squeeze it, Harley, squeeze. It's just fantastic. So absolutely a really good movie. You're looking for something that's a great way to spend 90 minutes or a couple hours. Don't think too hard and just enjoy different things happening. Check out Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, which actually had a Baldwin in it, I believe.
Daniel Baldwin was in it. Yeah.
Daniel Baldwin. Yes, absolutely.
Well, after the cinematic masterpiece, yes.
That is where I think John Wick got the Kevlar coated clothing from, because that's what the bad guys wore. I think that's what I think we can thank Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man for giving us John Wick. All right.
They could bring back Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man. They could turn it into a series. They could bring new movies. Absolutely.
Bro, do you imagine you try to put out a movie that highlight a character named after smoking cigarettes and gas guzzling motorcycles? It would never get made today.
Oh, that is true. It would have to be like like Vespa and
the Vapor. Yeah, absolutely. In the Bait Man. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah. It would be dude. That's actually a really good idea.
White Claw and Artisan Cheeses. That's what we're gonna name it. It's gonna be White Claw and Artisan Cheeses. That would be the name. That's the movie, the tag team.
Dude, we should definitely prevent.
We got a fan cast down. All right. So what's next?
He was on an episode of Night on Earth. I don't remember that one.
No.
Bob Roberts. I don't remember that one either.
Nope.
Michael X in 1992. Yep. That one I know.
Another Spike Lee joint, as people call his movies. Yes, that might have been the fourth one, I think. So he was in Do the Right Thing, School. Did you mention Mo Better Blues yet? Did I miss that?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And then Malcolm X. All right.
Now, Malcolm X was up for an Oscar, but didn't get one, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
After that, he was in Relentless Mind of a Killer.
Okay.
And then he was in.
And if you're gonna try and kill me, please be relentless. I don't want to. I don't want to be killed by a quitter.
I don't want to be like half dead. Like you're gonna
Right.
kill
I want
me.
you to bring. I
Just
want you to
do
bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
American Experience, a TV show that I don't remember in 1993. Amos and Andrew.
Yep.
I
With
vaguely
Nicolas
remember.
Cage. With Nick Cage, I believe.
Dude,
yes.
Anything with Nick Cage is amazing.
It was
especially
horrible
Renfield.
and wonderful at the same time. Yes.
Yeah. The 7 Songs of Malcolm X. He voiced.
That was the biopic. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Fresh in 1994. I remember that one.
Yep. Also, it's Lawrence Fishburne, I believe.
Yep. Bender in 1994.
Okay.
He was in 17 episodes in Bakersfield, PD. He was Detective Paul
I'm just thinking about
Giganti.
what crimes do you have in Bakersfield, California? Like, I really want to. Like, as much as I love picket fences, which is again one of my favorite, one of my middle favorites, sort of in the '90s. It gave us Holly Marie Cohn and Tom Skerritt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, but really, we had a show completely Holly in as well as some other folks as well. Lauren Metcalf, Costas Mandalore. But Don Cheadle actually one of the early credits. But we're going nerd deep, folks. It was a show about crimes in a little town called Rome, Wisconsin. Like, yeah. Okay, there's other shows we should make. All right,
right.
Continue on, sir.
You run out of ideas, right? You might as well do like the Montana Sheriff's Department.
I think you probably want to. I think you want it with some like doomsday preppers that might have to be some real deal. Like, oh god, they got like AR-15s here. So yeah.
Right. All right. Well, here's a movie that I'm sure we both have heard: The Usual Suspects in 1995.
Bro,
great movie.
Okay, we know he is a complete creeper, but how good was Kevin Spacey in The Usual Suspects?
Dude, well, that's the movie that got him fame.
Yes. So there's still a train of thought out there, fan theory that says he is not Kaiser Soze. By the way, this is a spoiler alert. So Bradley, because it's never explicitly stated, do you think Kevin Spacey's character Virgil is he Kaiser Soze?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely has to
be. Thank you. There's, again, if you follow the comment section and down the Reddit rabbit holes, there are many people that will say he's not Kaiser. He works for Kaiser. Maybe the gentleman who picks him up is definitely Kaiser. He's Kaiser Soze, right? He is absolutely. Just like Soylent Green is people, Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze.
Yes, and then in 1995, he was in the movie Smoke.
Soft Smoke, yep.
Blue in the Face in 1995 as well.
Okay.
Reckless, I vaguely remember that one.
I'm with you as well.
The Keeper in 1995. I think this is the straight to VHS
video. Part of his career.
Yeah.
Which again, most working actors, you have a straight to video phase.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also this is the time that the Olsen twins are taking over everything. So
yeah,
getting anything out was really tough. So okay.
And in 1995, he was in the movie Clash with a K. K-L-A-S-H.
By the way, there's nothing that makes things sound more badass than anything that starts with a C changed to a K, and then ends with an S changed to a Z.
Right?
Yes. It always seems more badass when you do it that way.
Especially if you're talking about the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Or adding extreme for no reason. Right. And extreme X-T-R-E-M-E.
Right.
Extreme. We have extreme pillows. These are pillows that take it to the extreme. And then they shake the camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to really make you feel like you're extreme. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. He was
There's a half of us are addicted to Mountain Dew still today.
New York Undercover in 1995.
Great show. I'm sure he was landed on that. I'm sure he also landed on some Law and Order episodes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. Fallen Angels in 1995.
Okay.
Let's see here. Waiting to Exhale. He was in that.
Yes, he was in the
I-
movie.
I do
Yes.
not remember. I haven't watched
Yes.
that. I've only ever watched that movie one time. But this one might be a
I've
good
tried
date
watching it several times. I don't get past the part where Angela Bassett just burns old boy stuff. I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm kind of done. Kind
Yeah,
of done.
and when you're talking about Angela Bassett, I prefer her just married on 911.
I just like anytime she flexes the biceps. So I'm just like,
Yeah, man,
yeah.
was it Strange Days?
Yes. Yes.
Dude, she
Give us
was
the gun
so
show,
jacked in
Angela.
that, man. She was
Give
so
us the
jacked.
gun show. Dude, also as Tina, I mean, she does for real.
Mhm.
For real. Yes, yeah. By the way, her husband is Courtney B. Vance. So
Is it really?
yes, they're
I did not know
legit
that.
a married couple. So talk about some power right there. Some acting chops.
Yeah.
Is Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance. All right. Back to Giancarlo, sir. What do you got for me?
All right. He was in one episode of the TV show Chicago Hope.
All right. Amanda Patinkin attempting to have a life outside of Criminal Minds. Okay.
And then Mylene Farmer, California. I don't remember that one at all.
Nope.
Soft Justice. We're still in the 90s. Living Single.
Hey, time out. There's not a worse name for a show ever than Soft Justice.
No, Swift.
Oh, Swift. Okay,
Swift,
even that.
yes.
That sounds like something to be on
Right.
Skinamax. Like,
Yeah.
Here's our it is swift, but hard. Yeah, okay, we're gonna keep moving here. All right. He's on Living Single. Okay, great show.
The Tomorrow Man.
I remember Tomorrow Man. I do. Yep.
I don't remember that one. Like, I'm looking at the picture and it looks familiar, but I don't remember.
Right.
But
I feel you. Okay.
That's all right. The Maze in 1997.
Okay.
Loose Women in 1997.
Sure.
Here's one that both of us will recognize. Nothing to Lose.
Bro.
Such a great movie.
Such
Love
a great
that movie. So
I mean,
funny.
seriously, Tim Robbins, who has not made a great fortune doing comedies, he's genuinely funny and Nothing to Lose. And Martin Lawrence was his best Martin Lawrence, absolutely.
Right. And
Martin Lawrence's best movie, not with Will Smith, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, no, Big Mama's House, man.
Really?
Oh, I love
would
Big
Nothing
Mama's
Leave-
House.
It's funny. I still put that above. I wouldn't Nothing to Lose above Big Mama's House. And let's be real, anything's above Black Knight. That was just that was tough. Okay,
that's
even National Security with Luke Wilson realizing he is not Owen Wilson was still better than Black Knight. Yep.
5 Desperate Hours. All right. Trouble on the Corner.
All these titles just sound so melodramatic. We're still in the 90s.
Big City Blues.
As opposed to Mid City Blues. Yes.
Oh, he was a vampire in the TV show The Hunger.
I don't know The Hunger.
I don't know it either.
I asked you to check out television shows dedicated to vampires because I think that's the best way to tell a vampire story through a television show.
Cow.
But I don't know that one. Okay.
David Bowie was in that.
Wait, in The Hunger?
In The Hunger.
Okay, there's got to be a YouTube video of David Bowie. Yes.
Terrence Stamp, David Bowie were the first two to pop up.
Terrence Stamp is also a really good actor, so okay.
Yeah, another one of those actors that you don't know that you know.
Yes. If you don't know Terrence Stamp, if you enjoy the Minority, I'm not in Minority Report, the Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon, he plays the old guy agent, also Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. He's the butler who is the ultimate kind of bad guy. So Terrence Stamp is around quite a bit. Yes.
Wasn't he Jor-El in Smallville too?
He was Jor-El in Smallville. Yes.
Yep. See, we can relate anything to Marvel and DC.
By the way, this is again when we go nerd deep.
Nerd deep.
That, by the way, is my tag team partner reading my mind. There it is. All right.
Twilight in 1998.
Okay.
Here's one that usually every list I think that we've done
Okay.
includes this show.
He said it.
NYPD Blue.
Absolutely. That was again the urban version of New York Undercover. So
Yep.
excuse me, with a lot of things. So New York, NYPD Blue, New York Undercover, Law and Order, those crime shows that had to have a new villain and witnesses, and they were filmed in New York. You will see so many of stars of today who got their start being just the person saw the bank get robbed or the potential perp in those places. So fantastic. All right.
He was in the movie or the TV show Creature.
Okay.
Lulu on the Bridge. I don't remember that one.
Nope.
He was only in the DVD deleted scene in that. Let's see here.
Do you get paid if you're in the DVD deleted scene? Like, I was like, dude, do they even pay you?
Dude, do you remember when you would get the DVDs and you would have like commentary on the movies?
Dude, those
are so awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Or like Bubble Facts. Bubble Facts were great, man.
Do you remember when Liquid Television came out and they would do like their Bubble Facts versions? Again, for you young folks, this is again playing the old man card. You don't know what you missed out because you didn't see Liquid videos. So yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
I don't know the benefit of me doing a fake cane while I'm sitting down, but all right.
Where's Marlowe? Do you remember that one?
No, it sounded like a breakdown. I spun off of Where's Waldo.
Yeah.
Like Marlowe would be like his cousin or something.
Oh, he's uncredited, so okay. Naked City as well. Let's see here. Naked.
Like I love all my major metropolitan areas. I want them naked. Yep.
Naked City Justice with a Bullet.
What year is this again?
1998.
We're still in the 90s. We're still in the 90s. Yep.
Yep. And then Thirst. He was Dr. Lawrence Carver in Thirst. 1998 was a big year for him, for Giancarlo Esposito. He was also in Stardust.
Right.
And I don't remember that version of Stardust, but anyway, he was in 22 episodes of the TV show Homicide: Life
on the Street. Richard Belzer's starring vehicle, very good.
That was a good show.
Yeah, Andre Brower. I mean, they just had some incredible cast.
Yeah, that one only lasted one season?
I think it maybe got one or two, but it was also a Dick Wolf. But so they basically
very early,
they were able to move some of the things over. By the way, Dick Wolf, real quick. So if you don't know Dick Wolf, if you like anything Law and Order based, you need to thank Dick Wolf. But do you know how he made his money as a production company? Do you remember back in the day there were commercials for an airline, and it would be a flight attendant, typically female, that would say like, "My name is Mindy, fly me." Do you remember those commercials?
I do.
He started I saw this on an episode of Inside the Actors Studio. That was his idea, and he took the money he made off of that and started doing production. So
wow,
show you where things started. So again, if you're out here trying to make money in television and movies, you never know what's going to give you that step into the field. So feel free to make all the now will be direct to streaming. All direct to streaming movies and TV shows you like. You never sure it's going to change someone's world. They'll be talking on a podcast 30 years later.
Right. Well, we have one more thing, and then we will be in the 2000s.
Let's hit it.
Nash Bridges.
Again, back to Don Johnson, man.
Don't watch the stupid TV movie on Peacock.
No, watch the series. Don't watch the movie.
Yeah, it's bad. It's horrible.
You got to see Don Johnson, Cheech Marin at their best in the series, not the movie.
Yeah, man. So I love that. The show was fantastic.
I think that may have driven Cheech back to doing weed. He was like, I got to go back. I got to go back. I've tried. I just can't.
Oh, here. Okay, he was in one episode of Touched by an Angel.
Great show, actually. Della
Yep,
Reese. Yep.
that one definitely could come back nowadays.
And got deep because later in the series they actually brought in the Angels of Death,
Mm-hmm.
like that, and who was like really happy, which was kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah. He was in a movie called Josephine. I don't remember that one.
No, I'm talking about Josephine Baker, but I have not seen it. Yep.
Here is Monkey Bone. That movie I remember.
Yep.
Man, good movie.
What was his role in Monkey Bone?
He was the Hypnos. He was Hypnos.
Okay.
And I don't remember who that was or what that was in that movie, but that movie was weird. Monkey Bone was weird, but it was, man, Brendan Fraser, man.
For real.
Let's see here. All right, and then he was in Strong Medicine TV show.
As opposed to Weak Medicine. Yep.
Right? He was in 2001, a movie that maybe you've heard of. He was in Ali. He was Cassius Clay Sr., which I forgot all about. Yep. So again, 100%. We're gonna have a little crossover with the last. I think the last time we did a filmography was Will Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So
yes.
There they meet right there.
The slap her around the world, absolutely.
Right. 100 Center Street. I don't remember that. The Street.
Nope.
In the Street, the S is a $.
Of course.
Yep.
We talk about this offline. Like that's what makes you a baller.
Yeah.
More than something that starts with a C, change to a K, something that isn't an S, change to a Z, and when in doubt, drop it that $, sir.
He was in the TV one episode of The Practice.
Okay.
One episode of he played a priest in Third Watch.
Okay.
A Nero Wolf Mystery. I don't remember that either.
No.
Girls Club. He was in 9 episodes of Girls Club in 2002. I don't remember that. Ash Tuesday. I don't remember that one either.
Did he catch them all?
I hope so. He's got it, right? He's got to catch them all.
What dude is Giancarlo, right?
That's right. Let's see here. The Division. Let's see. One episode of Lucky.
Okay.
One episode of Street Time.
Not really Street Time. Okay.
He was in the movie Blind Horizon.
Okay.
Noise. Okay. I think this is the longest that we've gone without recognizing something.
Yeah, I'm like, these are things. Okay.
Yep. That's okay. Here in either the next one or two, you'll recognize one of these because I recognize one too. He was in one episode of Half and Half.
Okay.
And then 2 episodes of Soul Food.
There it is. All right.
Yep. That's the one I remember too. And again, going back to what we were talking about, he was in 5 Days to Midnight with the 5 as the S or the F in 5.
Right.
Yes. I have to see how many stars did that get. That
-9.
6.6. Very good.
That's actually really good.
It is. I should look to see how many reviews. All right, and then in 2004 he was in Doing Hard Time. Let's see here. He was in A Killer Within. NYPD 2069. That one, don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not even touching that one. Yeah, we only have one alone.
Hate Crime in 2005.
Okay.
The Chupacabra Terror in 2005.
Right. Okay.
And then I Will Avenge You, Ego. He directed that in 2005.
Okay. Sure.
And here you go, another show that will always make the list. Brian, would you like to guess what the next one is?
Just tell me, sir.
Law and Order. Law and Order. Yes,
Your
he's
chum.
there.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then in 2005, he was back to You in the Days. He was
Oh yeah.
Benson Cooper. Don't remember that one. Here is one that I guarantee both you and I will. I remember. I
Okay.
figure you do too. Carlito's Way,
Yes,
Rise
sir.
to Power.
Yes. Yes.
That one was a little bit underrated. I mean, like they tried to push it and it didn't do a lot because it was the sequel to Carlito's Way, and it was a decent movie. All right, in 2005, he was in Derailed,
Okay.
Last Holiday. We're in 2006 now. Last
Yeah.
Holiday.
Yep.
Sherry Baby.
Okay.
South Beach.
Okay.
Here's another show that I'm sure you've heard. Ghost Whisperer.
Yes. Yes. Jennifer Love Hewitt and all her loveliness. Yes.
Man, yes. And right back to 911. We just got done talking about Angela Bassett.
Sure.
She's in there as well.
Sure.
Another show that I'm sure you've heard of, one
Okay.
called Bones.
Yes. What did he do in Bones?
He was in one episode and he was Richard Benoit.
Right. Okay.
Rain. He was in Rain. I don't remember that one.
Nope.
He was in one episode of Dr. Vegas.
Fair.
So, I don't remember that one either. But here's one I do remember. Las Vegas. He was in one episode of that. Now we are moving on to 2007. He was in 2 episodes of the show Kidnapped. 2007, he was in the movie The Box.
All right.
The Box.
Box.
The Box. What's
in the box?
in the box? All right.
We can promise you whatever it is also comes with C batteries.
Yep. Feel the Noise in 2007.
Okay.
He was in Mano in 2007. I was in one episode of New Amsterdam in 2008. Or here is another show that he was bound and determined to come in. That this show, in at least some form, is going to hit it as well. CSI Miami.
They just got caught.
Boom.
Doing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
okay.
I
just want to mean no matter what I'm doing, if I either take off or put on my glasses, I want the Who to come in real hard.
I think you might also be the unverified twin of David Caruso in the glasses.
As long as it's in Jade, as long as you give me Jade, all right.
I mean, you got to, you have to.
You gotta give me Jade, right? Okay.
Let's see here. In 2008, he was in Gospel Hill. I just rewatched the show not long ago.
All right,
man, I love this show. It's probably in my top 10 of all time. Okay. Leverage is
really good.
Leverage is such a good show. He was also in the movie Rabbit Hole, which we'd like to go down a lot.
We hop down those bunny paths, right? Okay.
As often as we can. It's part of the charm of the show.
Bruh. Yep. I'm here with you. Yep.
Oh, you were talking about an actor from here. He was also in Lie to Me.
Oh, God. Lie to Me is such an underrated show.
Dude, yes, it was. Like it only lasted a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
It should have got a good 8 seasons. That show was good.
Yeah. I felt like Lie to Me, I think it came because it was also on Fox. It got kind of, you felt like it was just House. And it's such a better and I love me House. But it wasn't the same. And I think, don't think it would have helped if he would have turned into the Abomination sometime during it. I think that would have maybe helped the ratings just a little bit.
I think so. I mean, because like at this time in TV, like we had The Mentalist and we had all those specialized.
We had a bunch of procedurals. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like they had a consultant do a magician consultant or,
Yeah, you had all the things. You had Bones, you had The Mentalist, Then when you bring in Lie to Me, you had the Ghost first, you had Medium, you had all these things of these very kind of different, outlandish people who solve crime. So this guy who basically, when you look at it, would probably be the most useful, the one that can detect deception. Unfortunately, kind of got swallowed up a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yep.
good show.
All right. He was also in one episode of Detroit 187. Let's see. He was in the sequel to Colin Farrell's SWAT movie, and he was in SWAT Firefight. He was Inspector Hollander in that one.
Got you.
Oh, and another show that's probably going to make all of our lists. That would be Criminal Minds. He was in Criminal Minds,
Yes.
Suspect Behavior. That
Yes.
was a spin-off, but didn't make. I think it
Didn't
only made
take.
it one
Yep.
season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And let's see here. He was also in Dreaming America in 2011. Certainty. He played a priest there. Then there was a show. I think this is where he actually started to get big.
Okay. Okay.
You want to take a guess? What
Tell
show?
me.
What Breaking Bad? I think that's
Of
what
course.
really started
Of
to
course.
notice him. Breaking
Of
Bad.
course.
From
Of
here on
course.
out, I'm sure we're gonna recognize pretty much everything.
Of course. Yes. Yes. Because Walter White needs a friend. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
He was in Alex Cross the movie.
Yep. Yep.
That was a really good movie too. Now they're turning that into a TV show currently, right?
I believe so, and hopefully it would not star Tyler Perry. But yes.
No. Oh, you know what? I'll look that up later. But
Okay.
yeah. He was in Over Under. I don't remember that movie. He was in Community. He was in a couple episodes of Community.
Yep.
Funny show. Then Revolution, Enemy of the Dude, I loved that show.
Okay.
I loved the show Revolution.
All right.
I love that show so much. Anyway, Axe Cop.
Yep.
He's in one episode of that. He's been in a lot of video games. We won't go over all of them, but
Sure.
he was in Payday 2. Then in 2013, They Die by Dawn.
Yep.
And in 2014, he was a voice of one Ra's al Ghul in Son of Batman.
He was the voice of Ra's al Ghul. Yes.
Yes. And from 2014, he was in Revolution. Again, love that show. He was also the voice of the Black Spider in Assault on Arkham.
Okay.
He was in Poker Night. I remember that movie.
Sure.
Allegiance. He was in 7 episodes of the TV show Allegiance.
Yes.
That one was canceled too quick as well.
I'm sensing a theme here. Yep.
He was Jorge in Maze Runner: The Scorched Trials.
Okay.
And man, he was also in one episode of Drunk History. And then in 2015, he was also in I Did Not Forget You.
Right.
The Pills.
Yes.
I don't remember that one either. But in 2016, he was a voice in The Jungle Book. He was Akela. And I don't remember who that was. But
okay.
Akela. He was in Money Monster. I do remember that movie.
Yep.
Brother Nature. I remember that movie. The Show in 2017. The Get Down. He was in 10 episodes of that. Stuck. He was in there.
Sure.
And here's one that I love. And now that I see this, I remember it.
Okay.
He was in Once Upon a Time.
Yes, he was. He was the mirror.
Do you remember? What's that?
He was the mirror.
Yes, he was the magic mirror.
He fell in love with the evil queen. I'm sorry, I just know this so much. He fell in love with the evil queen. She could not commit, so the way that he would always be with her is that he basically made a wish to become the magic mirror.
He was, so he was Sidney Glass, magic mirror, and he was also the genie.
Yes, he was.
Yes. Another good show that probably deserves a rewatch, except for
Right.
the final season.
Yeah, that was weird. That was really they like recast the entire thing. It was really weird.
Yep. Rebel in 2017. He was in Okja in 2017.
Sure.
Better Call Saul. Let's see here. MFKZ. Do you know what that is? Oh,
MFK do not.
he was Mr. K's voice in that. All right.
Okay.
Maze Runner, The Death
Yep. I
Cure.
remember being in Maze Runners. Yep.
Yep. Westworld. He was in one episode of
Okay.
Westworld.
Okay.
Dallas and Robo. He was in 5 episodes of that.
All right.
Another one here, Dear White People. He is the
The
narrator.
narrator. Yes, he is.
3
Yes.
episodes. Yep. Jet in 2019. Oh, you know what? I may have to, before I get rid of my AMC Plus, I may have to watch Creep Show. He was in 1 episode of Creep Show.
Okay.
He was in 2019. He's also in Line of Duty. I don't remember that movie.
No.
Coda, Stargirl. We are now in
Yes.
2020.
Yes. Yes.
For NYC in 2020. And also in 2020, he was in the home movie of The Princess Bride. Brian, who did he play in this?
Shoot. I think I forget who did he play.
The grandfather.
Of course.
Of course. Has to be the
Of course.
grandfather.
R.I.P.
No one
to
else
Peter
can-
Falk.
Right.
But if someone's gonna pick up that title, it should be Giancarlo. Absolutely.
He was in Unpregnant. And he was also in DuckTales in 2021 and 2022. He was the Phantom Blot.
Absolutely.
The Boys VNN 7 at 7. He was Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6.
Yep.
He was also in The Boys Presents Diabolical. Awesome show. Beauty, The Big Lie.
Right.
The Boys, one of our favorite shows to talk about on this show.
He steals the boys in most of his scenes.
Yes,
He absolutely
does.
steals the boys. Yes.
Better Call Saul.
Oh, yes.
Of course. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. He was in 6 episodes of that. And if you haven't watched that show, it's pretty decent.
Right.
It's
Right.
pretty decent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's also in 5 episodes of the animated version of Harley Quinn on HBO.
Yes. I believe he voices Lex, doesn't he?
Yes, Lex Luthor. Very good. And one of Brian and I's favorite shows so far this year.
Yes.
Kaleidoscope. So amazing.
Yes.
He's been in 21 episodes of The Godfather of Harlem
Okay.
and Mandalorian. Now,
Yes.
let's talk about.
Where he is Moff Gideon. Yes.
Let's talk about what he has in the works right now.
All right.
Well. All right. So he is in 2023. He's going to have Parrish come out, The Gentleman, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
One of the voices in there.
Yep.
Also in production, he has The Long Home, The Electric State, Megalopolis, and Maxine but it's MAXXXIME. So that is what he has.
Yeah.
In kind of in production right now. And Brian, that's a big filmography.
That's a huge remark. And again, we heard some smaller kind of bit roles, some things he probably did because he needed to eat in their pan, and then other things that are just those fantastic ones. So number one, that was a great filmography review, and you hit on a lot of things I was going to say. So first off, he is a whopping 65 years old. His birthday was just a few days ago. He's been in 4 Spike Lee movies, which you already talked about: Do the Right Thing, School Days, Mo Better Blues, as well as Malcolm X. a lot of things that I know him from were things that maybe were on the list and you hadn't mentioned. Like I knew him from Do the Right Thing and from Nothing to Lose. Some other little known facts about Mr. Esposito. First off, he was born in Denmark. He actually, before acting, considered becoming a priest. He speaks both Italian and French fluently. And this is one that I find really interesting, is that he is really close friends with Jon Favreau, which led directly to his casting in The Mandalorian. Is that he was cast there, and of course, beyond The Mandalorian, this falls under the Marvel umbrella. He has lots of connections with voice acting when it comes to DC. He has voice acted Ra's al Ghul, Black Spider, as well as Lex Luthor. So Giancarlo Esposito definitely gets his nerdverse love from sharing a lot of things within the universes.
Yeah, man, so good, dude. We like to kind of stay on track with some things.
Yep,
I mean,
yep,
we
yep.
did a big thing about Mandalorian last week. We'd like to take a time and kind of jump in and do these tribute shows. I really
Absolutely.
enjoy doing these. We'll get back to Prevention some stuff here probably really soon.
Yeah.
And just kind of getting that more content out here. We fan casted in Marvel DC. Like we say, he's already been in Disney. He's already been in Star Wars. He's already been in
Yeah.
DC.
He's been Roz. He's been Lex Luthor. You know, he's been Black Spider. So he's voiced a lot of characters within the DCU, but those have been voice acting roles where, you know, that is still acting, but we've not seen him other than in Mando. He really has that bigger, larger than life character as the ultimate bad guy or good guy. And definitely, I think High Father is complex enough that he'd be a great fit.
Man, yeah, we're gonna work on that casting, but all right, well, that's what we have about Giancarlo Esposito. And other than that, so Brian, who's your human of the week?
My bitterness human of the week is going to go all the way back to our lovely beginning with Yellow Jackets episode 5. One of the breakout stars has been, not that she needed to be a breakout, but Christina Ricci as one of the adults. So, Bradley, when you get around the Yellow Jackets, have to show features the main characters as teenagers, high school juniors, and sophomores for the most part, and then half of them as adults about 25 years later. Christina Ricci plays the character Misty as an adult, and she is absolutely fantastic. Well, Samantha Hamrati plays her as a high schooler. Both of them do such a great job. I definitely got to give it up to Christina Ricci for the great role that she plays, and again, playing off of what the most recent episode of Yellow Jackets brought to us. Definitely got to make Christina Ricci the better than us human of the week.
I like it, and for me, just because I'm so excited, my oldest daughter comes home from another successful year of college this next Saturday. So we have a big week here. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming up.
Yes.
I get to see my kiddo. So I'm gonna give it to my kid, Kendall. I love you. You are mine. Human of the week. Oh, I'm sorry. Better than us. Human.
Better than us. Human of the week. Absolutely.
Yep. So,
absolutely.
All right, Brian. So, hey, where can we find you?
Well, as always, you can find me on the Book of Faces. Give me a like, give me a follow, send me a friend request. Try to keep things light and interesting, and always about Pooh Bear.
Yes. All right, and so you can tweet at me at no, don't worry about that. Message me on the Book of Faces at the Fandemic. Also active on TikTok at Fandemic1. Hear my reviews and so much more. I've been doing the Thrive Lavelle, kind of like trying to get a little bit healthier.
That. Yeah,
dude, I've lost 10 pounds.
Congrats.
Yeah, and I really man, doing pretty good. I'm drinking like a quarter of the soda and everything. So
sure.
Not bad. So, all right, man. If you want to support the show, there are several ways to do so. You can buy. Well, you know what? You can. It says buy me a coffee, but you're
You
really
can buy
buying
us a
us a
lot of
coffee.
other things than a coffee. Yes.
Yes. And you do that at buymeacoffee.com/thefandemic. And Brian and I will toast you or roast you
Roast ya.
on the next episode. You can go to Patreon at patreon.com/PVOTN Become an episode assistant, an episode producer, a pre-venge producer like Stacy. Or yes, you could be part of the con, the Council of Nerds, starting at $5 a month. Become a monthly supporter like Stacy at anchor.fm/PVOTN, or just share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome.
Absolutely.
You know, I do know something about that. I wrote the book on leveling up your awesome, and so yes, it does happen that way.
By the way, sir, what are the name of the 2 books you've written, sir? I don't think you dropped their names earlier.
Yeah, it's been a while. I need to update that. Yeah, so I am the children's book author of Leveling Up My Awesome and Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders.
Sir.
And I'm working on 2 more to come about that very, very soon. I think I'm going to try to have another one out early next month. So
Gotcha.
yes. So thank you for leveling up my awesome, along with Brian. Brian, I think we are at the max levels of awesome for the week.
Have buried the needle on awesome. So again, thank you for joining us. This is definitely the highlight of mine and my chatting partner's week. And please remember, no retreat, no surrender, and Goonies, never say die.
We're all playing the same game in life, just on a different level. You're welcome for leveling up your awesome. Live free or die empty. If you think about it, every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. Squirrels' cheeks are also their nutsacks. Remember, don't let today end in a why didn't I? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.